Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca Kelly and you're listening to the Everywhere We Go podcast. On this week's episode, I sit down with Neilo Kelly. Neilo was diagnosed with Ataxia CP, which is a type of cerebral palsy that affects Neilo's talking, movement, posture and balance. You may think that this diagnosis holds Neilo back, but after meeting with him, I can tell you that Neilo is a pocket rocket, one of the most determined people I have ever met. This, along with his easy breezy attitude, shows that nothing phases Neilo. From asking his parents to find a mainstream school for him, doing his leaving cert, mitching from his courses to find himself a job, getting not only his driving licence, but his forklift licence, Neilo is the epitome of the saying, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Neilo, you're a credit to your ma and dad, as they are you. And I hope one day in the future, you will find your happy ever after. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are and where we come from. So who are you and where do you come from?
My name is Neilo Kelly from Baldoyle.
Neil, how old are you?
I am 27 years old.
Tell me about yourself. You reached out to me on Instagram.
Yeah, I did. I have cerebral, the form of cerebral. I have Ataxia, which infects my talking, my movement, and my balance.
Okay, so you gave me a little thing when you came in here, right? And I'm just going to have a little look at it, okay? So the form of cerebral palsy you have is ataxia.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm saying it right. Once I'm saying it right. And it affects your coordination, your posture, and your balance.
Yeah.
All of that.
All that. And talking.
You're talking as well.
Yeah.
And today we're going to take it, as your mom said, we're going to take it very slow and you're going to talk to me word for word.
Yeah.
Now, so tell me about from the start, when your mom was pregnant on you. Like I know I did a podcast before, but I don't know too much about it. So when your mom was pregnant, did she know when she was pregnant or was later on?
No. When I was a baby, I can't sit up right. And my mum and dad washed me over a few weeks. Then he got water about me. He bring me to our local GP who infected us onto chemistry. And in chemistry, my mum and dad got told me Neil have CP. Then they told us about the CRC. I went to the CRC for a checkup. Then at the age of 5, I had children in the CRC.
So hang on, before that, right? So your mom and dad realised you couldn't sit up. You weren't hitting your baby milestones. So then they went to the doctor and the doctor said CRC. So
to
Temple Street, and then Temple Street sent you on.
Yeah.
So before the 5 years in the CRC, like what did they recommend? Like what was happening in those 5 years? Do you know what was happening?
Yeah, my mum and dad told Neil won't walk in his life, can't do nothing. Now I have my own car, me let do everything for myself, get dressed. But the only thing I can do for myself, tie my legs, and it hard, but you had to get used to it. I hate when no one at home and can't, but lower next neighbor is very, very good to me.
Okay. So before we jump ahead with all of that, so your parents were told that you'd never walk. What kind of parents are they?
My mama and dad is the number one. And my dad said, dad said, your mom from day one push you all the way. You can't do that. You can't do that. And mom and dad is the best in the whole world. I will be lost without them.
Because obviously, I'm sure when you get news like that, it can be very shocking as a parent. How many children have they got?
Two and myself.
And Amy's younger.
Yeah, and Stephen older.
Stephen, is that his name?
Yeah.
Stephen. Okay, so it's Stephen older. So, and this is their second baby then, and this happens. Yeah. So obviously you can probably just be so devastated, or you can go into like fight or flight mode. And your mom obviously went into fight because she was like, I'm not letting, him, I'm not letting Neil, destroy or ruin him. I'm going to make sure that he has a life. And she's the one who pushed you to do that.
Yeah, push me for day one. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Me not let no top. Me try everything once, 2 times, 3 times, a few times before I get help. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, determination.
Yeah,
you're very determined.
Yeah,
and you get that off your mum or your dad?
Mum and dad.
Yeah.
Mum and dad, me told you 2 minutes ago, they are the best parents I have. Give me, push me, and they had to be grateful for it, and tell you, Mum and Dad.
Then you were in the CRC, and what was happening before, or did you start CRC when you were 5, or what happened in between?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I was a baby. Then I went to children at the age of 5. Then children OT,
physio
for 5 times a week in children, and the CRC children not like medicine.
Okay.
They're good, but you won't learn much.
So it's not really an education to set you up for life. It's more to help your body more so. Yeah. And so it was more physio and more that kind of side of it.
And children, but you do in your math all them, but that won't set you up for life.
And did you realise that? Were you in that and realising that in your mind?
I at the age of 11 years old, me come home to my mum and dad and say, Mum, I want to go to rescue children. My mum and dad laugh. Okay, Neil. We go on. Me say that again to my mum. Do you look into it? He said, we will know. My mum goes down and meet with the CRC, OT, and physio, and they meet. They ask my mum, do you have a school in my mum said Bayside school because my other 2 kids went David went there and Amy only in baby info at the time. Then they walk on that, then I move to Bayside into fifth class.
Oh, wow.
Fifth class. Then.
So hang on. So Stephen's in your class.
No.
Stephen's Stephen's in your school.
No, Stephen left.
He'd left, so he'd gone to that school.
Yeah.
And then Amy obviously was very young in the school. So what was it like for you then? Can you remember much of your first day? Like, did you get the stares of people? Did you was there any bullying going on? Was there or was it just fully acceptable that Neil is here and how? Because you know how children can be.
Yeah, yeah. No, the OT and a fitter went out to the school. I don't know the year before he went out, he put all ramps
very good
in for me at the gates.
Right.
All on one letter. Then on my fourth day, the veterinarian, me never sit in a class all day. In the sea, I see you get up,
right,
walk away. Then my SNA, that was hopeful day in the chill too. And she was lovely. And it really hard for to get to know me. Then we go by and everyone see Neil without a disability and no bullying at all. We never get bullied in my life. Never.
And do you see, so when you said about the ramp, were you in a wheelchair?
No. I was on a frame.
Okay.
And I will tell you how later on how I got off it. On a frame, then to go into school. I let walk without that back then. But the CRC won't let me.
Okay.
May I walk into the classroom, but outside I need to use the, I don't know what, that's the rule.
Right.
And the CRC do a great job to base on. My mum and dad thought I never will go to mainstream school. And we do 3 cars and 6 cars in Bayside. Then I move on to PSN in Baldoyle.
Okay. And tell me this, did you, you said that earlier on, and that kind of struck a chord with me, that people first see your disability and then they get to meet Neil.
Yeah.
In that 5th and 6th, did you meet friends? Did you have friends in the class?
Yeah, we always go to Bayside. I never get every Friday. We get off school. My mum comes down, get me bag. Then we go to Bayside shop, get a bag of chips, then play football. Every Friday we do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And with other friends from school?
Yeah. Oh, every class out of 6 class do that. We do that more in 6 class than 3 class. because we were a bit older.
Yeah, of course. And then, so you did the 5th and 6th, and did you feel then you were comfortable then enough to go on to a mainstream secondary school?
Yeah. 100%. My mum said we don't need to look at PSN. She said, okay, let's go. We PSN have everything all on the jail wrap. The CRC don't have to do nothing to that child. And I went to PSN, though, do my junior stuff. It was hard, but I achieved it.
Yeah. And did you find with the secondary school, was there a huge difference? Because in the secondary school, did you do like what I did, I don't know, that you change classrooms?
Yeah, every 40 minutes.
So was that daunting for you? Were you worried? No. You don't seem like the type of person to be ever worried or fazed by anything.
No. What? You have to love life and get on with life. A lot of people with disability can't do what I do.
Yeah. So you're lucky. Do you feel lucky in yourself that you
feel lucky.
Yeah.
Then I do my leaver LCA over 2 years. Every Wednesday I had to walk and got a little job. And I love it every Wednesday. I love that more than children at the end. 5th year and 6th year, I hate you. Why? I may want to get out and walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do your leaving cert then in the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
I become my mum and dad. Well, he said, I won't let you both leave. You're not leaving. I said, please, Mum. I got a job every Wednesday with me uncle in Matlink.
Okay, Matlink, is it? Yeah.
Matlink and in a warehouse, and the warehouse do everything for the airport. Everything you see in the airport. Then after school, I went to courses.
Where?
What you do after
your courses. Okay, your courses.
Me do one. It only lasts for 4 weeks.
What was it? What course was it?
Put on the back.
Right, let me have a little look.
Not on the back.
Oh, there. Oh, there. Here we go. Gardening. Okay.
Yeah,
and did you want to, did you know what you wanted to do?
Yeah, that's for me. I can't. No SNA beside me. It was very hard to keep up. Then they want me to do one more course.
Right.
IT, like IT. Mama and Dad said, Neil, why you not give that a go? In my head, I want a job. And me said, okay, me do IT. Me tell IT on the Monday. Then I never forget on the Wednesday or Thursday in my head in the morning, me said, me taking a half day.
Right.
Don't tell no one. And that is took a half day. Our affair is they win my mum. Lower with the love. And on her day that day, I went back over to see my uncle in the warehouse. He said, "You're in Colonial. What are you doing?" He said, "He have the same name."
Okay.
Oh, me, Neil.
Right.
Mr. Neil, I can't do that no more. He said, "Why you over here?" He said, "Looking for a job."
Yeah.
He said, "Do you have a CV?" I said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Leave that with me." Me didn't nothing over. Then went home. Mom said, "How you get on today?" Oh, good. At the time, I was driver.
Okay.
I got my driver license before I left school, and up and wonder at that on the third day, Neil ring me. Neil said, "I have a job for you for that I will leave for two or 3 days a week." I took that.
And come here, were you not terrified to tell your man, Well, listen, I bonked off last week. I applied for a job and now I'm after getting the job and now you have to tell your man,
They didn't know what me up to. Then on the first day, he gave me, "Lil, can you tell on Monday?" They said, "Okay." I never forget. I sit in the classroom, me put me book in the bag. The teacher said, "What are you doing, Neil?" I said, "Me out of here." Out of here. Then the whole of the man was happy for me because he know I then not like Carter. Then I got a job.
Why do you think that you were so determined to just have a job? Did you think you had to prove a point or?
We get back to down into mainstream. So if I were not lead the CRC, we're not able to walk because I want to walk on my life.
Yeah.
And I got that goal in life.
And then tell me, you said there, just before we move on, that you got your driving license before school, before you left school.
Yeah, left school.
Yeah.
I never forget, you know when you do your theatre test?
Yeah.
Me ring them and they said, "Hey, well, how will I do my theatre test?" He said, "You need a woman or a man beside you, help you." They said it will be more. I said, "Okay." Went home, got the CD, went home, we said to me, "Dad, I might book that myself and do it on my own. If I fail next time, we pay the money to get help."
Yeah.
Me booked that for 4 weeks. For 4 weeks, every day, doing the CD overall. On the Saturday morning, we do the 3 more times. I went in. I was living there. Never do a test like this on my own in my life.
Yeah.
You know the moves.
Yeah.
That very. I can use that. Me say to myself, I love to know you're a little touch the same.
Yeah.
And what happened? You could.
Wow. I don't remember that at all, really.
Yeah, and I passed 4 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Well done. It took me about 4 times to pass mine.
Yeah. Then I had to get laser of the IAA in contact.
Right.
You know that?
No.
They have a lot of things there. We had to do lot of driver letters before me test. It's okay. But at the end of the year, you have to walk on Wednesday.
Right.
Me take that day off.
Yeah.
And do me driver letter. Me do a lot. Me say to the girl, me getting a car next week. He said, what? He said, you know have your four license.
Yeah.
He said, we then got me car.
And what type of car did you get? Like, does it have to be like an automatic?
Yeah,
Okay.
automatic.
Yeah.
And a knob on the wheel.
Okay. So that you can just wheel it that way.
Yeah. And we said to the woman, can I book me test? He said, too soon. Me give that 2 more weeks. Me said, Jackie, I don't care. I am booking it. Jackie said, Neil, no way you pass in water. All my pieces have to do that 2 or 3 times. He said, we did that ago, Jackie. And on the motor, I remember it was October. Very bad motor rain. It's no way. Me driving down. Then Jackie meet me outside. He said, Neil, take your time and see what happened. Mm-hmm. The man came out, got into the car. We went for a drive in my head. I think Jackie is right. We came back. We said to the man, we said, that had to be a fail. He said, no, Neil, you passed. Wow. I did my test and my driving license won't go. Wow. And Jackie can't get over it. He said, well done, Neil. I love my car. I thought I never allowed driving in my life. And I got that. So much freedom I have.
Yeah, so much freedom, so much more independence, not to be relying so much on other people. You're some fella, I swear to God, like to be able to go and do all that. Because even I think with me, I put my driving license off for, oh God, I think I drove in a provisional for years before I even started to drive. Do you know what I mean? So like for you with the disability, Fair play to you. So tell me, I just need to, because the job. So the job, are you still in that job now?
Yeah, I got full time.
Where is it? Tell me again, where is it?
Me tell you about that move. I was working for the airport in Marlink.
Is it MAT or MAP? Map link? No. What is
I
it?
will show
me.
you after.
Yeah.
You want show you?
Show me now. Show me now. Yeah. Show me now. Oh, Masterlink. Okay, very good. Masterlink. So I was saying it completely wrong. Masterlink.
Masterlink. Then, we were in the warehouse for 5 years. I did my forklift. I always, all my life, I love to drive a forklift. And I passed my test and all. Got that. I do a lot in Marlink. Then they asked me to go up to the airport. Mr. I will.
You can't. You're all right.
Deal with all the units in the airport.
Okay.
Bring all the food up
Right.
to the middle for nearly 3 years. Then COVID came. Me see that.
So you were up in the airport and you were doing that for 3 years, and then what?
COVID came.
Okay.
And my link temporarily me off for a month. Then before me say that, the airport was killing me.
Was it?
Too much work in pulling cage. If I was today, me back hip kill me all the time. I was weak. Then my link got a new contract for guns. My link, can you come back and walk here to the airport open? I said, yeah. What you want me to do? Goes out low in the 44 with on only food on the chef when I do no cold food.
Right.
Only.
So was it less laborious? Like it wasn't as hard labor?
Yeah. If on the forklift.
Good.
Move. Then me add the both. Any chance can I take here? Me love it. And he said, you have to ask your boss, can you come here? He said, me take you on tomorrow. Me say that to my boss. Is it up to you? If you leave, you won't get back to me when the airport opens. I leave.
Yeah.
And I went walking for him.
So are you good enough that you're so determined and everything, but also you know your limits?
Yeah.
So you do know your limits.
Yeah. Then we walk for him nearly a year now, and no pain at all. No back pain, hip, no pain. It's killing me, that airport.
And you're putting yourself through that every day in that pain.
Every year. I hate it.
Really?
Yeah.
How long were you there for?
3 years.
And you put yourself through that?
Yeah. That's very hard when over that time we're looking for jobs.
Yeah.
And out there, they won't see you before your disability. Very hard out there get a job for disability. Take to my uncle. My uncle not in my league. He did not get me in. I tell to this day may not have a job.
Really?
Yeah. It's very hard out there to get a job.
Do you think that they just, so if someone was to look at you, okay, and do you think that they wouldn't imagine you driving a forklift?
Yeah. No, not in like that.
In your life, but in work-wise, no?
I mean, you are true. But it's very hard out there for a disability man or a woman get a job. And we like my job, but see what happens in the future.
And why do you think it's very hard?
Because they won't see, they can't see what me able can do. Me love do everything, but I can't wait.
Okay.
That will hold me back in life because I can't wait.
Okay. So everything's touch, the touch screen, iPads, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh God, but if you give me a pen, will do my name.
Okay.
But I can't sit down and write out anything.
And you said there earlier on that you've never been bullied. Why? Like, because it's very easy for people to bully, you know, because people who bully, they look for like an easier target, and then someone with a disability could be an easier target for bullies. So even though like your personality is fabulous and you're just such a little positive ray of sunshine sitting there, I can imagine how people wouldn't bully you. Do you know what I mean? But why do you think over the years that, you know, is it your family? Is it like, what is it that you've never been bullied?
Me tell you the truth. We not let no one will bully me because we killed them. You get me?
Yeah. And did you find over the years some people tried?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Me go out with the lad. Everyone say to me when me go up, me always on me push bike. Love it because when me have me push bike, me not need me famous.
Okay.
Then one day, me have me fame and the wheel broke off.
Okay.
The fame. I said, I don't need this no more. Can I get a tush?
Okay. What's that?
Walking tick.
Oh, yeah.
Walking tick. Me at the CRC and they gave me one.
Right.
And me got myself off that fame.
Yeah. Does that determination, is it right across your family?
Yeah. Amy and my brother David is very good to me. My whole family look after me so well. Would be no without them.
And you said as well before we started talking, so we just had a little chat before we started talking, and you said there that one of the lads sat with you as well. And
Yeah,
was like, Connor, okay.
No, Connor is one of my best friends. He Connor do everything with me. Therefore, which me and Connor get on so well.
And how long are you friends with him? Like, so tell me a little bit about your friends group, because I did have a little look on your Insta and I see you're always out having pints. Well, probably before COVID, you're always out having pints. So tell me about the group of lads that you have.
We have me and June. We moved from 2 years into 3 years. Connor in that year, we never talked to each other at all in June. And one day, we tell you later on what happened the night before. Then we drove down to the race course.
The race course
in Bath on my own, having a pint. Connor come over. He said, "You're on your own." And I said, yeah. He said, "Come down here and me introduce you to the lads."
Right.
And come down, totally away. Connor said, "What is your number?" Give Connor the number. And the next day, few days after, he rang me. He said, "Are you looking for a pint?"
Right.
We said, "Yeah." And from that day to this day, we have about 5 lads always with each other. We always go out every Saturday night.
How important is it, not just, as a person having, good friends, but as do you say disabled person?
Disability.
A person with a disability.
Yeah.
So how important is it for a person with a disability to have good support and friends away from family?
Very good. We would be low without them. We always tell each other. We all, me, Connor, and Dara is the main three.
Okay.
We go out, have a pint, have a chat. During the week, we go for a drive. Me drive. We get a little bit of food and go out. Me and Connor and Dara is very close.
Very close.
Each other. We meet a lot. And the other lad, the same, but then me and them always go out for a drive, go for a walk, coffee, or for dinner.
Good. Can I ask you about maybe a sensitive subject, right? But the love life. So what is the story there? Like, have you had relationships? Do you want relationships? Like, what is the future? What's your wish?
I have a relationship no more for a year, but I don't know. Me don't really want to talk about that. Me want to meet a lovely woman who every woman who I tell over the years, when I say disability, they don't want to know me.
Really?
Yeah, but he can't see me without a disability. In the future, me love to meet a lovely woman and have kids and have our own house.
Yeah.
And all that.
And does it get you down when you're in that situation where you're talking to someone and you've built up maybe a relationship and then you talk about, like, do you initially start off that you have a disability? No. Okay. Never. Okay.
Get to know them, to tell them after a while, tell them about my disability. They say that's okay, but they won't take me back then.
Yeah.
That's very hard for a disability. I want to meet any girl, but have to be one day it will happen.
Yeah, it will. Of course it will. Of course it will. But I can understand that it can be hard. So when that happens to you, okay, so who is your go-to person that you talk to? I'd say he's probably sick of you, is he? Or is he just as bad as you are?
No. Always don't think Connor say that life. Move on and try to meet one more kid. I will meet someone out there. See what happens.
Yeah, of course you will. And as I said, as soon as they do get to meet you, and actually see what you're like, do you know what I mean? Because I can imagine the carry on of you, even if you're sitting there, I can only imagine the carry on of you in the pub and so on. Do you know what I mean? So Neil, when you came in, I noticed that my 6-year-old, and she was kind of looking, and she was feigning that she was a little bit shy. Like with that, do you get that with children that they just stare, or like how, like I've told her, like, you know, ask questions, don't ask me questions, ask Neil the question, you know? And do you have children, or do you have people asking the why and what happened to you, you know what I mean?
Me see myself a man without a disability.
Yeah.
Don't let the disability get in the way to you in life. Always do what you want. And I forget to tell you, with the back to relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. One night, me out in a club. I never forget that. We went to a club. Me meet a woman. We talked her away. Then we said, do you want a drink? Yeah. We got a drink. He said to me, what you talking like that? Me said, I have a disability. And he got his nails and checked me whole face and walk away. Yeah.
So you're in a nightclub, you're chatting away with a girl, you ask her, does she want a drink? You get a drink, and then you tell her you have a disability, and she physically attacks you.
No, he said, why are you talking
like that? Yeah. And then you said you had a disability, and then she physically attacked you.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
I was upset.
Yeah.
But that the day I meet Connor, the day after in the that killed me. When I tell anyone and they hear about my disability, it killed me. I thought we're getting somewhere with the scale.
Yeah.
And over like a 2 minute hour, that's right. They can't see me with. He can't see me before my disability. That's very annoying.
But that person wasn't even right. That person, and I'm just going to be honest, that person wasn't even right in the head, because who in their right mind physically attacks anyone, but let alone physically attack someone because you said that you had a disability?
Yeah, I know.
So that is just mind blowing, because that behaviour is just not normal. It's not normal. That's just psychotic behaviour. That's ridiculous behaviour. And did you, throughout your life, have you experienced stuff like that before, or was that the first time that you experienced it?
But I was with a girl for a few months, but we will leave that day.
We will. I've always. And the thing is, with the world the way it is, there's so much prejudice out there. And you said that you know that was one instant that you had, and then you have found through applying for jobs that there may be a little bit of prejudice there against this, a person with a disability. And can I ask you, Neil, in that moment, did your mental health suffer, or has your mental health ever suffered?
No, at time you look at few of the lad have girlfriend. At time you say, well, I have that one day, go out for a drink and get married. My daughter got married 3 years ago, and on the day, me say to myself, will I have this one day and have kids? That's my dream. Get married, have kids. Me love it. But sometimes you think, will I have that? Yeah. And
your mum, I'd say your mum and dad, obviously, and your Stephen and Amy, they probably just only want that for you because they know, but come here, you've been so feckin' determined to get everything else. I have no doubt that in a couple of years' time, and it will happen for you, it absolutely will happen for you. And then can I talk about the cerebral palsy? Is it hereditary?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got from the...
Okay. But is there a chance that when you go and have children, could your child have cerebral palsy because you've had it?
No, me know a man has cerebral palsy and he had 2 kids and the kids not have no cerebral palsy at all.
Okay.
But maybe, we have to see.
Yeah.
So what if my kids have
absolutely
a life?
Yeah. And then tell me about somebody, obviously I know when I put this out, the fact that somebody could be sitting there with a newly diagnosed child with cerebral palsy. As your mum was told, Neil will never walk, Neil will never talk, all this. What advice would you give? And is there support groups to help?
I tell anyone out there, get involved with the CRC with your kid and don't treat the kid like a baby or keep telling her or him you're able to do it. You can do that. But me see that over the years, my mum pushed me, but you had to push any kid. But a kid with a disability, push it my dream in life to be a lecturer.
Okay.
To less about the ability, we love any disability, and so tell me about their life. And I hope today with yourself were better. I hope today will open doors for me and everyone who listens to this. I want to tell everyone, and I can't wait to sit down with my family and listen to our talk today.
I'm glad you said that, and I'm delighted that we have sat down and had the conversation, because the podcast is about just ordinary people and just about their stories. And as you said, you listen to Ian's one and Ian's story, and it's just listening. I'm buzzing after talking to you because, you know,
me want to do a podcast for so long, then me ask you on exam, talking to you in my head, it won't happen one day. And thank you so much, Rebecca. Give me this encouragement to sit down here in your lovely house and talk to you about my life.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. And as you said, that anyone listening to your story, and as I said, sitting with a newly diagnosis, or someone who's sitting with cerebral palsy and having a bad moment or a bad week or a bad month or a bad year because of COVID, and then going, your man Neilo is bleeding brilliant. Do you know what I mean? So gives them a bit of oomph to say, okay, if he did that, well, I can do that. And as I said, also the fact that if someone's sitting there with a child with cerebral palsy and say, well, he's gone to mainstream school, he's got his driving license, he's working, he's got all this freedom, he's driving around, you know what I mean? So I really thank you so much for reaching out to me and giving me the opportunity to record your story. And again, just before we go, is there then other support groups, or do you keep away from all of that?
Yeah.
You keep away from it?
Yeah, because I don't know that all my life, me know what to know about that. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I love to do everything myself. I don't know, in a couple of years, I need that. When me live on my own, please God, me live with a girlfriend or a wife, then we have to see.
You have to see.
We take day by day.
I agree. Okay, Neilo, thank you so much for sitting down with me. And as I said, we'll get this out and sure we'll take it from there. Thank you.
And thank you.
Hi everyone, Rebecca here. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. As you know, your feedback is invaluable. If you have the time, please leave us a review across your favourite podcast platform. See you